position group that really excels more than the other because they're also good. So, yeah.
Are they similar to anybody in your mind? Are they similar to, you said Kansas State, are they similar to Texas? Or similar to
I'd say Kansas State is the most similar that we've played. Yeah. So.
Sorry, we just walked up. What makes Michigan's defense similar to Kansas State?
They play together. They don't really have one position group that just stands out and just does more than the other. They're all good and they all play together, and I feel like that's just something you want out of the defense. And I could say the same about our offense. I feel like we all play together, and it's just going to be a great matchup for us.
Are there any who on that defensive front in particular stands out to you?
I'm not really too familiar with their names, but number 58, I've heard a lot of things about him. Watching him on film, he's a great player. He'll definitely test my ability at times, and it's definitely, I feel like for me, it's just an iron sharpens iron type of deal. I know we're opponents, but he's probably going to be in the NFL soon, and I feel like that will show me, I guess, where I'm at, in terms of that, and probably learn some things that game from him. So yeah.
So you're going to be in the NFL soon. What are the guys who are going to replace you like? Because you guys are going to lose 3 guys. Mm-hmm. How good are the second and third team?
They're really good. I mean, we're all coached well. We all have that same mindset. I know we're leaving back 2, both of our tackles. And I feel like one of the reasons why we've had success is because we brought everybody along with us. We don't really separate ourselves from, I guess, the 1s or 2s. We've all, we're all 2 feet in this situation and this team. So I feel like we're leaving behind a good group, the 3 that are leaving. So, yeah.
Steve, I know you go against their defense, but their offense winning the Joe Moore Award.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there any sort of source of motivation, or was it like, obviously, I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah.
What's kind of your reaction?
I mean, not really. I mean, they're obviously a great group. They're a great offensive line. We actually watched film on them, to see how they are, and they deserve that award. I mean, we've had some struggles in the mid-season, early season, so which is understandable. But I feel like for us, just being here now and going against the opponents we face, just shows us that we're, I guess, just as good as them as well. So.
When did you watch film on them? When was that?
Last week. I mean, we every day after practice we go in and watch film on obviously Michigan. We watch practice, and then there was one day we were just talking. We were like, oh, they won. Joe Moore. I just want to see what they're like. So we just went ahead and did that for about 15 minutes. Just to see how they are. And we're like, yeah, they're a pretty good group.
Get technical with me. What's different about that offensive line?
I mean, it's cliche, but they all, they play together. I feel like just everybody has one mind, I guess, when they're playing. They pick up twists very well. They know who's working with who and where to go in a lot of situations. So, and they play super hard. They definitely, I know one of their centers, I guess, won the Outland and won the Outland and the Remington. So, he's definitely a great player. So, yeah.
All the different bodies they rotate in on the defensive line, is that a challenge for you guys to know who does what well?
Mm-hmm.
What you got to be prepared for?
I don't think it's really much of a challenge in terms of preparation for us. We have our scouting reports and we look at what they're good at and what they're not good at, and I'm sure they're doing the same thing with us. So we faced an opponent like that who likes to rotate a lot. So in terms, I feel like we'll be all set in terms because we've prepared for it. So yeah.
A lot of people talk about the interior of your line, but how prepared do you feel like your tackles are for the challenge?
I feel like we're definitely prepared. I think I said this, a lot of the teams we played and a lot of the good players and defensive ends and defensive tackles that we played, I guess, have prepared us for this moment. They play a little different, I guess, by playing a little wide, and we prepared for that. It's something we emphasize in practice. So, yeah.
Michigan spent a lot of time in the lead up to this discussing last year and how now kind of looking back they say that, or maybe the moment was a little bit not necessarily too big, but just that they were a little bit more happy to be there and that there were a lot of distractions ultimately. But how have you guarded against that, and what's your feeling going into your first college football playoff?
For us, just the mentality that we've had, even at the beginning of the season. Just with Coach Kaz, one day he came in and he asked us, what do we do here? And it took us like a day to understand what he was trying to say. And then he looked at us and he's like, "We win championships," and that's just been the goal ever since. So we don't look at this as a bowl game or not. We don't look at this as a bowl game at all. We're looking at it as a championship game. So we're definitely prepared to play 2 games. So I feel like with everybody having that mindset, I feel like we're able to eliminate a lot of the distractions that are to come and have been coming since we've been here. So yeah.
I mean, Max was as emotional as he was at the baseball championship game out in public. I know it's like that in the locker room for a lot.